Welcome, 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 welcome to Awaken Life Live. Welcome to this beautiful weekend. Welcome to Saturday morning. Welcome to an adventure and a journey, the likes of which you have never experienced, I promise. If this is your first time at Awaken Life Live, we have something in store for you that's literally not available anywhere else on the planet. And we're so grateful that you've arrived to receive the gift of Awaken Life Live. Now, I'm clear some of you are showing up for 5 minutes just to see. You got some crazy email, you saw some crazy thing on YouTube or on Facebook, but somehow it spoke to your heart. It looked a little crazy, it looked a little wonky. It didn't fit. It didn't fit the narrative. It didn't fit what everyone else was saying. It was a little different in some way. And you were compelled to be here. So for that, I acknowledge your courage. I acknowledge your open-mindedness. I acknowledge your open-heartedness. I acknowledge your ability to see something and see something that might be valuable. You don't know yet, right? But it might be valuable, and you've come to check it out. And I acknowledge that. That's big time, right? You actually considered the possibility that there's something valuable out here for you. So I acknowledge you. And this gift that we give, Waking Life Live, is really it's a big deal for us to give it away. There's nothing we enjoy more than giving away the gift of Waking Life Live. So that you're here to receive it is a big deal for us. So we thank you for being here. You don't need to thank us. Obviously, it's probably not there for you just yet. You haven't experienced it, but we thank you and we appreciate your presence. So I acknowledge you and thank you for being here. It's a big deal for us. And I assert, I predict that if you stay here, your being here will be a big deal for you too. Owner, I see your hand up. I'm not going to take questions for a little while. We're just going to get things set up. So I invite you to be with us for a moment and write your question down. It is valuable. We're just not going to take it at this time. Thank you. So I acknowledge you for being here. Oh my gosh! And as if you stay here, some of you will, some of you won't, and we love you equally either way. But if you stay here, right, we promise. Hold on one second. Yep. I invite everybody to keep yourself muted, and yeah, very good. So I promise if you stay here, it will be just incredibly valuable. Oh my gosh, we've had thousands and thousands and thousands of people at Awaken Life Live. We've led about 50 of these things in person and online. So we've had a good taste of what people experience at Awaken Life Live. And the things that people say most is, wow, I've never experienced love like this. Now, this is a Zoom online room full of strangers. I've never experienced love like this. The second thing we hear is I've never experienced community like this. Again, online with strangers. So that's actually impossible, right? You can get the impossibility of it, and it's absolutely reliable here, right? So this is a place of miracles. Don't let that word scare you. Don't let that word scare you. This is a place of miracles, unexpected results, unexpected, unintended, beautiful results. Maybe intended, but unexpected results that defy immediate explanation. Miracles, and miracles are commonplace here. So I invite you to feel acknowledged for being here. I'm not sure how I'm doing, but let's move on to the next phase. So I appreciate you guys. Secondly, I have an invitation for you. I'm going to invite you into something. I have an invitation for you. Now, this is different than most invitations. You know, if your mother-in-law invites you over for Thanksgiving dinner, it's actually not an invitation, and how you can test it is if you say no. You ever said no to your mother-in-law inviting you over to Thanksgiving dinner or something similar, right? And you thought it was just this beautiful, heartfelt invitation, and once you said no, all hell broke loose, right? So that's actually a demand disguised as an invitation. I, however, am extending an invitation to you, which means there's no consequence if you say no. I still love you. I know that probably sounds weird right now that I said I still love you, but that's fine. That'll sound less weird here in a little bit. So I have an invitation for you. I have an invitation for you to create a particular experience of being here. So I'm relating to you as someone who can be responsible for your experience, like what you're experiencing, good, bad, valuable, not valuable. I'm now handing you back your responsibility because you get to say what your experience is here, right? That's an act of a creator. A creator creates their experience. They don't consume their experience. Oh my gosh. There was nothing valuable there. Okay, well, did you listen for the value? Well, no, I just wanted to make sure they weren't bad people. Okay, well, then you got what you got, right? So I have an invitation for you to create for yourself a particular experience. And the experience I'm inviting you to create is being at home, being safe, being at the right place at the right time. I invite for you to create for yourself the experience that it's no accident that you're here. Lair, I see your hand up. I'm not going to be calling on anybody for a little bit. And I invite you to write your question down. I would definitely get to it with honor and make sure your question gets answered. Thank you. So I invite for you to create the experience of being home and being safe and being at the right place at the right time. So should you choose to do that, right, then the next question you might have is, what the heck is Awaken Life Live? Which is a really great question. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question. What is Awaken Life Live? Well, first thing it is it's a conversation. Well, Kirk, that's super awesome. I don't need to spend 24 hours on Zoom with a bunch of strangers to have a conversation. True. And this is a very, very unique, distinct type of conversation. And it's a conversation for humanity. It's a conversation for aliveness. It's a conversation from consumer to creator, from dark to light, from victim to victor, to whiny victim to supernova. But I'm not a whiny victim. That was a whine. Careful. Just caught you. I'm not a whiny victim. And you may not be. So if it fits, beautiful. If it doesn't fit, keep on listening. We got something for you too. So it's a conversation. It's a conversation designed to make something possible that's not currently possible in your reality. Right? It's a conversation for transformation. Transformation is a word that gets thrown around a lot, and mostly my experience is the people who throw down that word do not deliver. So if you've been to transformational quote, air quote, transformational events, and you don't leave a completely different human being, I feel you. But that is not what we're doing here. So let me break down transformation. Transformation is you letting go of a current perspective, a current point of view. It's literally letting go of a current point of view. Everything that you want that you don't have is on the other side of what you're dead certain about. So transformation is letting go of a point of view, a perspective, letting go of something that you're certain of, letting go of something that you know, letting go of something that someone taught you, and embracing another point of view. It doesn't mean you have to believe it. You don't have to marry it. It doesn't have to be a lifelong commitment. Just embrace it for a minute. Embrace it fully for a moment. Another perspective, another point of view, another opinion, the view from another direction. Just embrace it for a moment and see what you see. Just see what you see. Embrace it for a moment. But most people will not let go of a current perspective. That's not how to be happy. Well, cool. Are you happy? No. Well, so what you're doing is not working. Yeah, but if I try harder, it'll work. Okay, but would you try something else just for a minute? No. Okay, cool. Then fine. Perfect. Next. Just to be clear, so for people wanting to be chased around, we will not try to change your opinion about one thing ever. We will not push or pull. We're just simply going to point the way to certain perspectives. We're going to create worlds and language for you to consider. And if they're valuable and inviting and delicious and they look like they really would make a profound difference in what's important to you in your life, then you get to embrace these worlds and language, these perspectives. And if they don't occur for you as valuable, then you get to ignore them. And that's all perfect. You don't need to believe anything here. I promise. And by the way, anytime everyone's ever told me that, they were lying. So I get it. If you don't believe me, I'll feel you. No problem. Try it out. Test me. Test us. So what else is Awaken Life Live? It's a community. Kirk, yo. This is a Zoom meeting. Yes, it is a Zoom meeting. Yes. Agreed. And it's a community. And if you will allow it, it will unfold in the most beautiful ways, in the most heart-touching ways, in ways that you will never get over. I promise. Now, my promise, if you don't know me, my promise in $4.95 will get you a rather fancy coffee at Starbucks with a cherry on top and the whipped cream and little flavors and all the stuff, double this and triple that and half almond, half soy, whatever. About $4.95. But if you do know me, you'll know I don't mess around with my word and I don't mess around with my promises. This is a community like no other. People routinely come here and go, oh my gosh, this is the tribe I knew was out. I knew they were out there, but I'm so discouraged. And here you are. So many people say, wow, this is the family I always wished I had. Imagine being celebrated for who you want to be. Imagine being celebrated for the direction that you're going in. Imagine nobody's constantly bringing up all the shit from your past that you did that was bonehead stupid. Imagine being forgiven. Imagine having a clean slate. Imagine being in a community where you're seen the way you would like to be seen. Oh my gosh. Known for how you'd like to be known. Not that thing you did in high school, but what you're up to, the direction you're going to, the work that you've done on yourself, the degree to which you've cleaned yourself up from the inside out, making yourself available for love and connection and humanity. What would it be like to be appreciated and known for that? It is freaking awesome. I will tell you how it is. It is really good, and you will hear people share about that throughout the weekend. We can't shut them up about it. We don't tell them to share about it. They just can't shut up about it. Because it's profound and it's impactful, and if it's not unique, it is damn unusual. What else is Awaken Life Live? Well, it could be the beginning of something if you'd like it to be. Okay, possibly if you really worked at it, you could get out of here just having an entertaining weekend. It's possible to get out of here with just that little bit of value. It's possible, but you'd have to really fight for it. Much more likely, it'll be the beginning of a whole new life. Much more likely you'll meet yourself for the first time. Like, oh, there I am without all the bullshit. There I am without all the lies. There I am without all the self-editing. There I am without all the shame. There I am without all the smallness. There I am having not contorted and shape-shifted myself for all the people beating me down when I'm just trying to be myself and speak my truth and tell people how I feel and point out common sense to people who refuse to look at anything other than what they already know to be true. It could be a beginning of freedom. Freedom from what, Kirk? The narrative, the domestication, the bullshit, the lies. Freedom from you shape-shifting around everybody you know, trying to be what you think they want you to be. It could be the beginning of sovereignty and freedom. It will take work. There's no blinking your eyes and shifting to another timeline around here. You're going to go back into those moments when you created the lies for yourself, and you're going to feel the pain, and you're going to feel the hurt, and you're going to tell yourself the truth where once was a lie. I once told myself that I was broken, not enough, never being heard, unlovable, not enough, weak. I told myself that when I was a child, when terrible things were happening to me, and they're all lies. You've told yourself when you were a child, you told yourself lies when something was happening to you. I'm not enough. I'm unlovable. It's never going to happen for me. I need to be small and weak. I need to be the best at everything. I need to be strong. I need to be tough. I need to be small. I need to be weak. I need to be funny. I need to know everything. I need to be the best at everything. Whatever you think you needed to be enough was a lie. You're already enough. You're a child of God. So this weekend could be a beginning of not just understanding that, or not just knowing that, or not just being confused about that, but being in life with a visceral experience of being enough, an actual experience of being lovable, an actual experience of being the gift. Everybody say, I'm the gift. Now, whether you chose to say that or not, the only reason you wouldn't choose to say that is because of the domestication, the narrative to which I speak. I guarantee you stay here this weekend, it will be a fully authentic, heartfelt, loving expression to raise your hands in the air and shout out like you don't care. I am the gift. So what else is this weekend? It's an opportunity. Opportunity for what? An opportunity to let go. KIrk, you're speaking in riddles. Cut it out. An opportunity to let go of everything that doesn't work. All those beliefs, everything in your life that doesn't work is the perfect fruit of a seed. You got terrible health. The result is not the problem. The seed that produces the fruit called terrible health is the problem. It's not even a problem. It's just that it's your choice. You get to plant whatever seed you want. I tell people they can have what they want. They keep telling me what they have. You could have health, but I'm sick. No, you missed it. You could have abundance, but I'm broke. No, darn it. Darn it. You missed it again. Gosh. You can have happiness. No, I'm anxious and angry all the time. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. You missed it one more time. That's 3 in a row. Try it again. You can have divine, beautiful, sustaining relationships. My relationships suck. Oh, gosh, darn it. You're not alone. You've always been guided by grace. No, there's no such thing as love. There's no such thing as God. There's no Bob all alone in the universe. Darn it, darn it, darn it. You missed it again. Okay, no problem. No problem. Don't worry, we got a whole weekend. See, the fruits that you have are a perfect correlate to the seeds you've planted. Your health is a perfect correlate. If I had a field full of watermelons out there and I insisted that I planted orange seeds, would you call bullshit? Yeah. If you don't have good health, but you tell me you want good health, bullshit. If you don't have abundance and you tell me you want abundance, no. It's your birthright. But Kirk, I don't understand. I don't know how to do it. No one's ever showed me how. I know. We all been domesticated. Ever since you were a child, punished, rewarded, mostly punish, rewarded, punish, rewarded. And then you go to school, punish, rewarded. You say the wrong thing to the kids, you say the wrong thing to the teacher, punish. Or you shapeshift and contort and get rewarded, and you learn, let me not be myself. Let me wear the mask for the rest of my life. Let me pretend like I never need to be heard. Let me pretend like I never feel hurt. Let me pretend like I know what I'm doing. Because then I'll avoid the beatdowns. And then you get out of school, you're into your career, yay! Until you meet your boss and you meet your coworkers. It's the same shit. Everybody's domesticated. And then finally you meet the love of your life. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so perfect. Somebody's finally going to see me at my best all the time and be my safe harbor in the storm. No more conflict. No more pain. No more being alone. If you've been married, you're laughing. I get it. Because the person you're marrying is domesticated. So a domesticated person marrying a domesticated person, how's that going to go? Exactly how it goes. It's no mystery. So it's an opportunity to let go. Let go of what? Everything you hold to be true that's not serving you. Let go of the seeds you've been planting that's giving you the fruits that you say you don't want. I say that with some suspicion. All the stuff you say you don't want, sickness, brokenness, anxiety, anger, fear, dysfunctional relationships, loneliness and disconnection. You say you don't want that, yet you keep planting the seeds that produce that fruit. Here at Awaken Life Live, we're going to remove the mystery and reveal the seeds so that you can then choose. We're not going to do anything for you. You don't have to believe anything. You don't have to stop believing anything. There's nothing you have to do for us. We need nothing from you. This is important. We're not asking you to have any mask on whatsoever. In fact, quite the reverse. We're asking you, in fact, to practice speaking from your heart, listening from your heart, thinking from your heart, acting from your heart, listening to your heart. That's what we're going to ask you to practice. Completely the opposite of, hey, keep that mask on tight. Make sure you agree with everything I say. We're not doing that here. We're doing something else. And for most of you, it will take a minute to get the new groove. You're going to show up. When it's time for you to share, you're going to have your mask on, getting it all right. And we're going to say, hey, you don't need to do that here. You just totally be yourself. You just speak your truth. So it's an opportunity to let go. It's also an opportunity to get your freaking hand out of the freaking candy jar. Do you know why people do stuff that doesn't work? Because they're getting something out of it. What? Yeah, sick people get sympathy. Unhappy people get attention. Broke people get heroed. People come in and save them. People with dysfunctional relationships get to blame somebody else for all of their woes. You're getting something out. Everything in your life is not working. You're absolutely getting something out of it. And until you're willing to tell the truth to yourself and actually see and feel what you're getting out of it, you cannot let it go because you can't see it yet. You can't let go of something you don't really have your grip around. For most of you, it's a desire for significance and a fear of being unsafe, which is really all the same thing. So most of you do most of what you do in life from fear. And any fruit that you have that's not beautiful for you, any fruit you have in your health, any fruit you have in your, by the way, fruit, I mean results, that may be clear. Any results you have in your health, your wealth, your happiness, your relationships, your connection to infinite intelligence is an exact correlation to your thoughts. That's the seeds. The seeds I refer to are your thoughts, your beliefs. So whatever you believe about health is actually literally coming to fruition in your body. Whatever you believe about abundance is actually coming to fruition around you. Whatever you believe about happiness is producing your experience of happiness or non-happiness. Whatever you believe about relationships is absolutely playing out in the world. And whatever you believe about your connection to the infinite is exactly what your experience is. It can be no other way, but we're taught in the domestication that we have no control over our thoughts and feelings, and the world must contort itself around us. Nothing could be further from the truth. You are literally divine. Not figuratively, you are literally divine. You don't need anybody to be any particular way for you. You didn't come here to consume the world. You came here to wake it up. No accident, by the way, you're born in the most interesting times in humanity. By the way, fun fact. No accident that you've been born in the most interesting time in humanity. There's more happening now than there ever has been. So, congratulations. You got yourself born in interesting times. Oh my gosh. Good job, everybody. You did it. Now it's party time. All right. So if you notice that happiness is kind of a fleeting experience, like if you wake up at the right time and your alarm doesn't jar you too much and the right music is on the radio and the coffee's just the right temperature and you get in your car and it starts just the right way and it's just the right temperature and the sun's not in your eyes and you catch just the right number of red lights and your boss greets you just the particular way and everything and then you're happy. Wow, life is working for about 17 seconds. Ever notice that? Like a lot of shit's got to come together before you feel happy. You notice that like crazy a lot. Conversely, playing for the other team, it takes nothing to be upset. A little tone, coffee's the wrong temperature. You caught one more red light. I never catch this red light. Just whatever the thing is, right? So you literally have a highway to hell. Hell, anxiety, judgment, anger, fear, woohoo, hands up in the air like I don't care, 24/7, great job. What powerful manifestors you are. Oh my gosh, you guys are world class. Great job. Oh my gosh, really great job. Very effective, incredibly reliable and effective. Great job. World class, you did it. A+ work. Oh, you don't want to be angry, upset, and fearful? Oh, my bad. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, but you're doing it so great. My gosh, I assumed you were totally committed to it. All right, well, so there's another possibility called having a highway to heaven. Highway to heaven? What the hell is that? It is. I have an answer for you. Highway to heaven. What the hell is that? Well, thank you for asking. What it is the systematic continual removal of conditions for your happiness. Well, that kind of makes sense, Kirk. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. See, if you remove the conditions for your happiness, what if your coffee didn't have to be the right temperature? What if you didn't give a flip what tone somebody used with you? What if at that extra red light you used that moment to meditate? What? Be responsible for my experience and how I use my time? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. Just tossing it out there. Don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. So, one of the main opportunities of Awaken Life Live is destroy your highway to hell and build yourself a highway to heaven. By the way, I highly recommend it. Super big time, highly recommend it. Another way to create your highway to heaven is to be responsible for what you're using this for. Wait, what? What? Yeah, what do you use? Here's a question I invite you to write down. What am I using this for? So let's say on the off chance this morning already I've triggered you, okay? Then the question would be, what am I using this for? Am I going to use this to be pissed off? Am I going to use this to go small? Am I going to use this to go away? Am I going to use this not to explore an opportunity that's right in front of me, right? Or am I going to use it to examine, that thing Kirk said really triggered me. I wonder what is it within me that's unhealed that I should tend to so that I can be free and sovereign and happy no matter what anybody's saying. So it's just really, what are you using it for? See, most people use trigger to get small. You upset me. You need to fix me. I'm so small and weak. I can't possibly be responsible for my own happiness. You must give up your sovereignty completely, and you must shapeshift entirely, and you must always wear the mask so I don't have to feel my feelings. That's usually what we use being triggered for. And to whatever degree that's true for you, please own it. And if that triggered you, then I'm absolutely correct. Thank you for the admission. So just notice what you're using it for. Anytime you get upset, start to ask yourself, what am I using this for? You see, has anybody noticed there's like a pandemic now and there's like all this crazy stuff, and people's civil rights are being given away and stolen simultaneously. So it's really happening fast. People can't give away their rights quick enough. And then also, the people taking their rights can't grab them quick enough. So it's like things are really, really happening fast, right? And a lot of people use that to be really upset and angry. Have you noticed? A lot of people use that to be really fearful and angry and upset. I get it. I have had intense moments of all those experiences. But here's what I'm using all this for: to wake up humanity, right? To redouble my efforts, to be the real deal in my own estimation, to be someone who's waking up the world by first waking up himself and walking the talk, making opportunities like this available for humanity, because that's what's needed and wanted right now. And we're doing this for free, by the way. By the way, it's not free for us. It's cost us a lot. When you get something, when you notice something in YouTube or get something in your Facebook or something like that, that costs us a lot of money. Just, I only say that to just point to our dedication and our commitment. So, what are you using it for? Extremely, extremely, extremely powerful question. Extremely powerful question. And if you marry that question with, darn, I forgot the question. Oh, what perspective could I let go of? And what perspective could I embrace, even if for a moment, to see if that would work better for me, right? So what am I using it for? And find a perspective, find a belief that you could literally let go of and try something new. By the way, human beings will almost never do this. Anytime you let go of a perspective to try something else, you are being just a world-class, unbelievably conscious, awake human being. Awake, by the way, is responsible. Responding ably to everything that's in your life. That's awake. Ably responding ably, responsible. That's what, not fault, blame, not even credit, just responding ably. If it's in your life, respond to it. Stop ignoring it. Stop attacking it. Stop using it to make yourself small. I recommend use everything in your life to experience love. I recommend using everything in your life to experience your highest self. And we're going to give you multiple tools and ideas and distinctions, words and language that are useful and inviting, words and language that are useful and inviting, distinctions. We're going to just give you so many opportunities this weekend to wake up, to experience peace, to experience love. But you will go through your feelings, and many of you will experience moments of being triggered and being pissed off with us. The truth will set you free, but it'll piss you off first. And we're okay with pissing you off. Just let you know, we're okay with pissing you off. We don't take it personally. You're welcome to be pissed off with us, and we will not attack you in kind. We will not defend ourselves, and we will not cast you out. It's okay because we're sovereign. I don't need you to like me to be okay. I don't need you to be okay for me to be okay. And by the way, that's a gift from me to you. I don't need you to be okay for me to be okay. So you can be free and just simply be me, be you. You do not have to worry about how I'm doing. For the next 2 days, will be fine. I promise. Okay. So you can just be you entirely. No problem. All right. So, how to be here. I got a couple of thoughts on how to be here. So, first of all, however you hear is perfect. Everybody say, however I am here is perfect. I invite you to embrace that. I invite you to let that in. So, with that, I have a couple suggestions, right? Just a couple suggestions. Take them or leave them. I love you equally either way. One suggestion is I invite you to be responsible for your listening, for how you listen. Dude, I'm a great listener. Really? Do you know like 90% of people think they're above average listeners? So I'm going to break a couple things out for you. This is going to be a little awkward, so just hang in there. Okay, so here you go. So people don't listen, and I'm absolutely referring to you, right? So people don't listen, and I am referring to you. If you're looking at the person next to you, you're mistaken. I'm actually looking at you, right? So people don't listen. I'm looking at you, and I'm going to prove it, right? But I'm going to say a few words about it, right? So, no, actually, I'm not. I'm going to prove it first, and then I'll say a few words about it. So people do not listen. What you're actually doing is having a conversation with yourself about what I'm saying. And whether your response in your head was, I agree with that or I don't agree with that, it absolutely proves my point. Okay? You got that? So you're in a conversation with yourself about what I'm saying, which is actually not the same thing as listening. Just feel into that for a moment. Imagine you're in a room. Someone's talking to you. You've got someone next to you. You're talking with the person next to you about what the other person's saying. It's not actually the same thing as listening, right? You're doing a little bit of listening, you're doing a little bit of narrating, you're doing a little bit of editing, a little bit of judging, a little bit of discerning. There's a lot of stuff going on that's not listening. Okay, so people don't listen, and I'm absolutely referring to you, and I'm going to prove it. Here we go. I'm going to prove it right now. Here we go. Okay, perfect. So, did you notice something was screaming in your head? What's he doing? How long is this going to take? When are we going to get on with the thing? I wish this guy would stop yelling at me. Just whatever it is, right? Or, I knew this was bullshit. Look at it. Look at it. You know, I don't even say anything. Just whatever it is, right? Just notice whatever you're saying in the head is the voice I'm referring to, and that voice is literally speaking to you nonstop, commenting on me, this event, how you feel, and what I'm saying. Blah, 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 blah. Now, the flavor of the communication is negative. See, back in the day, a few 100,000 years ago, I'm sure we all remember it well, right? We were prey. Bears and wolves and things were eating us. And then, if you're sitting by the campfire singing songs, singing Kumbaya, which was their favorite song a couple 100,000 years ago, right? All sitting around singing Kumbaya, and there's a twig snaps in the darkness. The tribe who freaked the hell out is our ancestors. The tribe who decided to, blink their eyes and change timelines, they got eaten. They're not our ancestors, right? So literally, we come from a long lineage of people who freak out every time there's a threat, and that's how we made it. So let's acknowledge our ancestors. That was a rough ride. They got us here. Thank you so much. Thank you for the constant vigilance for safety. We would never have made it without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, you don't need that anymore. Now you can set that aside. The constant vigilance, the constant searching for a threat, the constant looking for what's wrong here. I invite you for at least 2 days to set that down. You won't lose it, I promise. Instead, I invite you to listen for something very specific. I invite you to listen for the gold. I invite you to listen for the value. I invite you to listen for, could this be valuable to me Could this be valuable to something that's important to me in my life? Could this conversation make a difference? I invite you to listen from there. And if you listen from there, you will find tons of gold nuggets, tons of gold, tons of really valuable perspectives and distinctions and ideas and concepts and trainings and lessons and wisdom. I promise, I promise, I promise. Conversely, if you listen from where's the bullshit, where's the threat, we don't already know, I can promise you an entertaining weekend, nothing more. So it's literally up to you. So I invite you to listen for the value. I invite you to listen for the gold. Everybody say, I'm a professional gold digger. Because it's up to you to get the gold. I can only bring you to the gold. I can't get you to pick up. I can bring you to the river. I can't make you drink. Nor will I try. On principle, on purpose, and by design. I will show you the gold, and then I will stop speaking. Do you see that? And then you choose every time. Every time is your choice. But I encourage you greatly to grab the gold, hang on to it for a couple of days, let it go if it's not for you. That's what I encourage. All right, domestication. We all done been domesticated. I talked about that a little bit. We all done been domesticated, you and me. One of the main opportunities at Awaken Life Live is to transcend. Bring all the lessons with you. Rise above the domestication. Take the freaking mask off. We're going to talk about the mask in detail. Stop worrying about what other people need you to be. Stop worrying about what other people need you to be. What they think is none of your business. Start listening to your heart. Follow your heart. What does your heart have to say? For some of you, you don't know what I'm talking about. Perfect. That's why you're here. For some of you, you do know what I'm talking about and you're just practicing. Perfect. That's why you're here. Some of you are great at following your heart. Perfect. That's why you're here. Wherever you're at, we're going to bring you to a whole new level. Let's see how love would direct your life. Let's see how your heart would direct your life. If you weren't following the domestication of the narrative that was never meant for you, the narrative wasn't designed by you and it wasn't meant for you. It is meant for something, but it's not you. And it's not your freedom, and it's not your happiness, and it's not your sovereignty. The narrative is not designed for your well-being. It's literally not for you. It is for someone else. It wasn't designed by you. It's not good for you, and it was never designed for you. So I say this weekend, let's consider the possibility of gently, lovingly setting down the narrative, setting down the domestication, and let's see if we can clean the mud off our lenses and see life from a new perspective. And just see what we see. I promise you, everything will be waiting for you Monday morning. Everything that you currently have will be waiting for you Monday morning. I promise, I promise, I promise. So I'm actually creating a recommendation that you have this weekend be kind of like an oasis in your life where you're actually willing to try on things that you wouldn't normally try on. And just try it on and just set it down if it's not for you. It's no thing. If you're noticing the game in life is to pretend like you got it all together, right? You ask 100 people how they're doing. Fine. Yo, you don't look fine. I'm fine. Stop asking me. Okay. Cool. You ask 100 people how they're doing, and mathematically, some of them are having medical emergencies, physical emergencies, financial emergencies, emotional emergencies, psychological emergencies. I mean, it's all happening. But how you doing? Fine. Ma'am, I can tell by the way you said fine that you're not fine. Stop attacking me! Okay, cool. No problem. I will never bring that up again, I promise. No problem over here. So, the game in this weekend is actually quite the opposite. We're going to be pointing to dysfunctions that human beings have. And the way we play this game is the game is to be the first one to find yourself in the dysfunction that we're talking about. So when I was talking about listening, the way this game is played is you try to be the first one to completely see yourself as someone who doesn't listen. It's just a game. But once you see yourself as someone who doesn't listen, the next thing that's available is a breakthrough in your listening, no matter where you're currently at. You might be one of those people that's an expert listener. You just might be that. But I promise you, if you start from, hey, I don't listen, I promise you another breakthrough in your listening is possible. Now, more likely, you're not someone who's an expert listener because just most people are not, right? And so by saying, hey, I'm a terrible listener, No judgment, no shame, no darkness, no smallness. Just hey, I own that. Cool. What's next? Well, what's next is the opportunity to be a conscious listener, right? It's available the next moment. The moment after you find yourself in a dysfunction, the next moment what's available is freedom. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. But you have to go through the yeah, that's me. Yeah, I do that. And just let it be. Just let it be for a moment, and then what's available is a whole new jam. Coachable. I'm going to invite you to be coachable. I recommend having a breakthrough this weekend and be coachable. First, you must understand what coachable is not. Coachable is not giving up your sovereignty. It is not critical thinking. It is not agreeing. It is not wearing a mask. It is not shapeshifting. It is not contorting. It is not doing what you're told. It is not believing what you're told. Coaching is none of that. Well, KIrk, what is coaching? Excellent question. You guys are amazing, by the way. Can I just throw that in there? So coaching is trying it on. Just try it on. Maybe even just for a moment, but go deep. Go all the way. Feel it fully. Think again. Feel again. Think about it related to another aspect of your life. Notice it in others. Notice when it is present. Notice when it is present. When it isn't present. Notice the opposite. Just hang out for a minute. Stop. What's the rush? See, the narrative and the domestication forces you to have an answer immediately. I know the answer. I know the answer. I know the answer. Well, you know what? The answer is not the point. The question is the point. Being alive and awake is the point, not the answer. Stop trying to get it right. Follow the light. Stop trying to get it right. There is no right. There's just the narrative and the domestication. There's just what you think you're supposed to do to be okay. Let all that go. You don't have to be right about anything. So being coachable, just try even this conversation right now. Just try it on fully for a minute, but go deep. Go deep. Go deeper. Deeper still. Feel it. Cognate. Think. Critical thinking is almost completely absent on our planet. I'm for critical thinking. I don't worship my mind, but I'm for critical thinking, right? So feel free to think critically. Feel free to feel fully. By the way, you're big enough to feel your feelings. Everybody's trying to teach everybody you're not big enough to feel your feelings. That is deadly. Deadly. You get a planet full of people who can't handle their feelings. You know what happens? Turn on the news. People are going crazy. I mean, literally insane. Because they've been taught they can't feel their feelings. That's the worst injustice. Well, I don't know. Among the worst injustices I've seen on the planet. Being taught that you're too small to feel your feelings. That's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. Anyway, so be coachable. Feel it fully. Try it on. Go deeper. Just for a minute. I recommend try everything on until Sunday night, right? A really powerful display of coachable would be just whatever's going down. Don't give up your current perspectives. Just include what we're throwing down until Sunday evening is my suggestion. If that's too much, then just take a moment and drop it in your heart and feel it fully. Consider it fully for a moment, but go deep. By the way, being coachable will alter every aspect of your life. So coachable in and of itself is a world and language. It's a distinction that will impact every aspect of your life in the most beautiful way, should you choose to try it on. Coachable. Triggered. Everybody's throwing around triggered. Oh my God, triggered this and triggered that, and you gotta dance a jig for 23 minutes because I'm triggered, and the whole thing. You gotta change what you say and how you address people and how you do every freaking day. You can't just speak now. You have to edit everything about yourself, lest you trigger somebody. Well, I got a trick question for you. Who's triggered when you're triggered? Oh shit. Did he just say that? Yeah, who's triggered when you're triggered? Yeah, you. I'm fine. I don't need to do shit when you're triggered. That's your bullshit. When you're triggered, there's a lie that you're believing. Maybe that you could be hurt by someone's speech. Maybe you believe a lie that you're not strong enough for your feelings. Maybe you believe a lie that you're a victim in the world and people, you must have people take care of you. When you're triggered, you're honoring a lie. You're ignoring the truth. Everything's perfect. All things work for good. With every adversity carries with it a seed of equal or greater opportunity. That's the truth. That was pretty Kirk. That was pretty fast, Kirk. Yeah. All things are perfect. All things work for good for those who believe. Those who believe what? All things working for good. Those who serve love, all things working for good. We're one. With every adversity carries with it a seed of an equal or greater opportunity. Should you choose to see it. Now, you could ignore the opportunities. In fact, that's everybody's most big jam, right? Oh my God, there's a problem. Whine, 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 complain, 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 attack, 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 gossip, gossip, gossip. Oh my gosh. Can we just enough already? Just enough already. Enough already. Enough. You're love. You're perfect. You're divine. Anything's possible for you. I know that's uncomfortable because we've been taught that we're small victims. I get it. It is uncomfortable. I get it. But it makes it no less true. So when you're triggered, you're triggered. By the way, really important, when you're triggered, something is being pointed to. And what's being pointed to is something within yourself that's unhealed. See, when I was a child, I had a very loveless childhood. Loveless, compassionless, touchless, very cold childhood. And throughout my teen years and my young adult years, whenever I would see a mother being loving with her child, I would be filled with rage. Beyond triggered, I would say. Filled with rage. Filled with rage. Now, did that mother owe me anything? Did that mother need to change their behavior? Did that mother need to alter how they address me and how they speak to me? Did she need to edit her speech in any way? Did the child owe me anything? So you mean people could just walk around the street pissing people off with no problem? Is that what you're telling me? It's okay for a woman and her child to piss me off when I'm just minding my own business walking down the street? Is that what you're telling me? That's ridiculous. I was hurt and I had a terrible childhood. She can't just go around being affectionate with her child. That hurts people. That's just so inconsiderate. And you guys are laughing. That's what triggered people sound like, by the way. That's what you sound like when you're triggered. It's just freaking ridiculous. The only reasonable course of action is for me to go heal myself. My goodness. Whatever you're triggered about, my recommendation is stop the whining, stop the complaining, stop pointing, stop gossiping, and get to work, people. Shit's happening in the world. Get over your stuff and be a resource in the world. It's time. Do you want a life of being a victim that needs to be taken care of, or do you want to have a life of standing tall and being sovereign and being free and actually being the source of what is beautiful that you would love to see in the world? See, that's possible for you. Every one of you could be the source of beauty in the world, or be the source of one more whiny ass, complaining victim. Completely your choice. By the way, whiny ass might be being angry all the time, attacking people all the time, pointing out what's wrong with people all the time. So I'm going to open up whiny ass victim so that you can include yourself. Do you complain? Do you attack? Do you judge? Do you point your finger? Do you gossip? Do you talk shit about people? Do you constantly note the negative in a situation? Just won't shut the heck up about it. Is that you? Yeah, probably. So here's an opportunity. No judgment. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging me. Well, actually, you can judge me all you want. But stop judging yourself. It's okay. I'm just saying we have an opportunity here. Let's be the change. Throw away, go out to your car right now. Take off the freaking bumper sticker. Rip it off your bumper sticker. It says, be the change. Put it on your freaking forehead and actually be the change. Stop whining about what you don't have in the world that you want and start providing it. Not enough love in the world? Get to work. Not enough cognitive thinking Everybody's walking around like sheep. Get to work. Not enough inspiration in the world? I agree. Where are you? You're it. Should you choose to take that on? Integrity. Oh my gosh. Nothing works without integrity. Everything in your life that doesn't work because it lacks integrity. I'll just let that marinate for a moment. Everything, including the thing you're sure that I'm not talking about, especially that, the reason it doesn't work in your life is because either you or the situation lacks integrity. So, what do I mean by integrity? Excellent question. Thank you. So, first, I mean three things. One, being impeccable with your word. Just imagine if you freaking kept your imagine keeping your promises for a year. Holy smoke. So just feel into it. Imagine if you just simply did what you said you were going to do for a year. Just notice the impact that would have on your life. Notice how it would affect the people in your life. Oh my God. Actually showing up on time? Are you kidding? When you say you're going to do something, you actually do it. The people in your life would have a freaking heart attack. What's that cult you joined? Sure. I will own being part of a cult if you will own your integrity. I will make that trade. I feel pretty secure, however, I have to say. So imagine just simply doing what you said for a year. Imagine being impeccable with your word. Imagine using your word. Consider your word as a gift from God. For what? For creation. Imagine your word, capital W, is a gift from who? A gift from God. For what? For creation. You create your world with your word. You're either going to use your word to build yourself up and others. We could have a whole weekend about that, yo. What do you say about yourself? What do you say to yourself when I'm not around? If I walked out in the parking lot, saw somebody talking to you the way you talk to you, it would get super awkward because I don't play that shit. And then you use your word to tear down others. You use your word to tear down yourself and others. I know it. I know it. I know it. Don't even. You use your word to create the experience of fear when you could be creating the experience of love. What are you doing? Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Obviously, you want fear and anger more than you want love. How do I know that? Because that's what you're creating with your word. Boom. Checkmate. Cut it out. Love is all there is. Yeah, Kirk, I know that. I've been waking up for a while now. I know that. Oh, really? You know that? Okay, cool. You do know that? Integrity is coming from love in all matters. But you already know love is all there is. Cool. Well, quick question. Do you come from love in all matters, or sometimes do you operate from fear or anger or the desire to control? Do you do that sometimes? Oh, so you don't believe that love is all there is. No, Kirk, I believe it. Yeah, but you don't do it. To know and not to do is not to know. And I'm tired of arguing that with people. Come from love in all matters. Come from love in all matters. If love is all there is, operate from love. Try it on for a week. It will blow your effing mind. Number 3, integrity is just doing what works. Just, wholeness and completeness. If I'm driving a car in difficult terrain and one of the tires is halfway full, that vehicle lacks integrity. It's not whole and it's not complete, and its performance will be diminished. It might even kill me, my wife, or someone else in a different vehicle. It lacks wholeness and completeness. It is not whole and complete. It lacks integrity. So there you go. So for this weekend, I recommend practicing integrity. Be impeccable with your word. Come from love. And practice being whole and complete for one weekend. Try it on. It will not kill you. No one has ever died from lax integrity for 2 days. I promise. You will not be the first. You'll be fine. Frequency modulation. Most people, when driving down the highway, listening to a song they don't like, have the good common sense to change the channel. You, however, do not possess that common sense. Kirk, you're just throwing out insults now. No, actually, check this out. Everything you have is a result of your beliefs. So in other words, everything you have is a result of the frequency that you have modulated to. You're tuned in to the exact results that you have. You tuned into your health, your current state of health. You tuned into your current state of abundance. You tuned into your current state of happiness. You tuned into your current state of relationships. You tuned into your current state of connection to infinite love. You did that. And you can change the channel anytime, but most people will never do that. Most people will listen to music they don't want for the rest of their life and complain and bitch and make themselves and everyone around them miserable for the rest of their lives. Do you know anybody like that in your life? Just will not change the channel. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it is you. Congratulations. You're at the right place. You're at the right place. Good job. Everybody say clunky is the new perfect. Clunky is the most beautiful thing in the world. Seeing a human being be clunky is the most beautiful thing in the world. I'm going to prove it. You remember when you got on your two-wheeled bicycle for the first time? It was so scary. I could hardly stand it. You were rolling out into traffic. Little old ladies were diving out of your way. You ran over the kid, and the poor kids got therapy for 15 years because you ran them over. And then finally, you got balance and you got freedom. Everything is like that. You must go through the clunky to get the freedom. The path to freedom includes clunky. Everybody say clunky's the new perfect. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention about triggered. When you get triggered, we're going to celebrate. Kirk, I'm really triggered. We're going to go, yay! No, I'm really triggered. We're going to go, really, yay! And you might give it one more try. You're really, really triggered. Of course, we're going to go really, 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 yay. Now, the reason we're doing that is because we already see the freedom on the other side of you being triggered. It's going to be awkward the first time. I get it. The veterans love it. You will grow to love it. You won't love it the first time, and it's okay. You can be pissed off at me. It's all good. I'm cool with that. I'm literally here for that. Okay, but when you get triggered, we're going to celebrate. It's going to be weird the first time. Just hang in there. It's all going to work out. Okay, grab a pen and paper. You're going to get for this weekend. You're definitely going to want to write stuff down. There's your ego's going to be trying to forget everything. When you hear something beautiful, yell breakthrough. Everybody raise your hand and yell breakthrough. You'll see us do this a lot. This means we love you. We appreciate you. We hear you. Keep going. You got this. We feel you. Okay, that's what that means. So you'll see that. It's not weird. Well, it is a little weird, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful and weird. And everybody say, I don't need no stinking backstory. When it's time for you to share, don't start with 30 minutes before the thing. Start with the thing you don't want to say. When it's time for you to share, start with the thing you don't want to say. Do not warm up for 20 minutes. We do not have time for that. It's good practice for you. Say what's on your mind. Learn how to speak and be heard. Speak with an intention to be heard. That's another thing you can practice. Okay? Cool. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing great. I have a question. The answer to the question is 3 words. How many words is the answer to the question? I'm got the number of fingers. Very good. Very good. Here's the question. What are the 3 things you most saw missing in the world? What are the 3 things you most saw missing in the world, especially when you were a child? For me, it is light, love, and connection. Take your blank piece of paper, write down 3 words, the 3 things you most saw missing, especially when you were a child. Make sure you can find this tomorrow afternoon. It will be extremely interesting to you. You're welcome to steal mine, light, love, and connection, but you may have your own also. All right. You ever notice how people are running around the world like just wanting miracles, talking about miracles? If I could just win the lotto, if I could just get the thing, oh my gosh, if I could just get this one thing, my life would all turn out. But everybody's looking for miracles, but nobody believes in miracles. Have you noticed that? Everybody whines and complains about miracles, but no one believes in it, right? Well, I have news for you. At Wake and Laugh Live, miracles happen. Everybody say, at Wake and Laugh Live, miracles happen. Here's my coaching. Remember coaching? Remember try it on fully? Remember coaching? This is an opportunity to be coachable, right? My coaching is for 2 days, expect miracles. For 2 days, just simply expect miracles. Okay, if you're practicing being coachable, you will now be expecting miracle for 2 days. If you're not expecting miracle days, you are not being coachable. Either way is perfect. I love you either way. I'm just drawing a line so you can feel what I'm talking about with regard to being coachable.